let's review 7 Sundays sunflower cereals. Sunflower seeds are great for snacking, but are they great in cereal? When we eat these cereals, will we be left saying yum yum or... Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and I eat and review hundreds of cereals a year with episodes every single week in order to help you get the most out of your cereal experience. Today on Cerealsly, we're giving a try to the new sunflower cereal line from 7 Sundays. 7 Sundays is a new company in the cereal game that describes themselves to be a lot like their cereals. Subtly sweet, very crunchy, and unapologetically real. These are very crunchy people, and that sounds great. They also seem to have roots in Minnesota, which I do too, so I like that. However, this is, of course, a gamble, because anyone who watches this channel will know that I'm a bit of a cereal purist in a very specific sense that I just made up. I mean that I actually love classic, colorful, sugary, Saturday morning cartoon, normal, grain-filled cereals. So on this channel, when we review healthier brands of cereals, I'm always coming at it with the angle of what a normal Joe cereal lover would think of it. There may be other health-first reviewers out there, but I'm a cereal-first guy here. Now that being said, this does have some great looking elements to it. First, it comes in 3 solid cereal flavors: real cocoa, real berry, and maple sea salt. There are pictures on Amazon of a real cinnamon flavor too, but that doesn't seem to be available anywhere, so I'm not sure if I already missed it or if it's coming soon or what. We're gonna have to wait and see. Another cereal positive is that these look like a fun flower shape. In fact, that is the shape of their really fun and derpy mascot that we have here on the back, Upcycled Sunny. This mascot looks fantastic and fun, but Upcycled Sunny leads us to the main event for these cereals: their use of upcycled sunflower seeds as their second main ingredient. Interestingly, their first ingredient is cassava, which is in itself odd and rare, but seems to be completely upstaged here. We've tried cassava-based cereals before, most prominently in the Valentine's Day episode last season when we tried the Lovebird cereal. But that's not even what we're here to talk about. All of the focus of these 7 Sunday cereals is the sunflower seeds. Their website describes how they get the upcycled sunflower protein like this. Sunflower seeds are first pressed for sunflower oil, and then the leftovers are milled and processed to refine the protein, which is what's used in these cereals. They even have a little explainer video online if you want to check it out. I think it's a great way to use those sunflower seed leftovers before they go to cattle feed or fertilizer or whatever else. If these are good, it will be a very positive testament to creative recycling in my mind. But now let's dive in today. I want to use all of my cereal experience to help you decide if you need a bowl of 7 Sundays sunflower cereals. Hey, if you made it this far, you're probably a really fun person to be around. But would you do me one more favor? Would you like this video and subscribe to the channel? Maybe even leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Doing any one of those things would really help me out. All right, I think I am ready. I've got my bowls, I've got my spoon, I've got my trusty 1% milk that I love, and of course I've got the cereals of the hour. These just grabbed my eye when I saw them at the store. I love an interesting new grain. My hope is that they break new ground, that this becomes a challenge to other cereal companies to use even more new and novel ways to make cereal. I actually really like sunflower seeds, and I know this is the leftovers of that, but maybe it'll retain a little bit of that taste. I think we should start with what I consider maybe the most normal cereal flavor, which is this real cocoa here. So let's open it up and see what it looks like in a bowl. Well, I think they look fantastic. They're much bigger flowers than I expected. I mean both that they're a larger size, but they're also way puffier than I thought they would be based on the picture on the bag. Sometimes big chunks of cereal are good, and sometimes that can be to its detriment. The cocoa itself smells really good. Not too dark, but they do make a point of saying this is real cocoa, so I wonder if it will have less of a pure sweet chocolate taste and a little more mature chocolate taste. We gotta try it. Let's try 7 Sundays sunflower cereals, real cocoa flavor dry. Huh. Well, they are way crunchier than I expected. They look puffy in the bowl, but they have some serious crunch to them, and I think that's fantastic. I was totally right about the real cocoa having more of an adult, mature chocolate taste to it. This is not a going to go cuckoo for this cocoa taste if you're a kid. This is definitely a cocoa for a more refined palate. I think I can taste sunflower seeds. I'm not quite sure, but maybe it's true. I think that brings an interesting layer to the taste without making it odd or weird. Probably my biggest concern when eating any healthy or natural cereal is that it's just going to be flat out gross. And I can tell you this is not. This is absolutely fine upon first taste. I think we got to take the next step and see how it holds up in milk. All right, let's give a try to 7 Sundays sunflower cereals, real cocoa in milk. Well, I think the texture is great. And that's a really good thing because all of these three, I'm sure, have exactly the same cereal base. And it's a very successful one. Sometimes these cereals are a little foamy or weird or squishy. These are not. Like I said, great crunch to them. Great chew the whole way through, in fact. The flavor is only okay. It's a little bit more mild in the milk, as if the real cocoa is coming off a little bit. But that actually makes more room to taste the sunflower-ness, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. Again, it's not bad, but it is novel. And actually, novel is one of my favorite things here at Cerealsly, so that makes it very positive for me. One more bite. Some companies put a tiny bit of a weird grain or flavoring in their cereal and expect us to be wowed, even though you cannot at all decipher it from the other ingredients. That is not the case here. This is absolutely a sunflower cereal. Way to go, Upcycled Sunny. All right, let's put that one to the side. I think I'm going to give ratings at the end and try the next one in line. Maple sea salt. I don't know why this one isn't labeled real. Maybe it's not real maple or sea salt. That would be odd for a company that's as natural as this. Let me look at the ingredients on the back. Yeah, it says maple syrup, it says sea salt. Why not say they're real? Are they not real? They've got to be real. How weird. Well, let's open them up now and put them in a bowl. These smell yummy. I really like the salty maple syrup smell that they already have. I gotta say too, I think these look better. I was totally right. They're the same exact piece of cereal, but the brownness looks more natural than the chocolate did. I think it's probably because the disparity between what the cereal pieces look like and the flavor spray looks like isn't as large, and that really helps out here. So let's try these dry. Let's give a try to 7 Sundays Sesame Cereals Maple Sea Salt. Geez, that's all we needed is more S's. Dry. Oh, yum. At least dry. These have a fantastic balance of the really yummy, sweet maple syrup and the absolutely tangy sea salt that's in this. Again, the sesame seed flavor comes out very strong in the grain. There's a great crunch. This one is really good. I really hope it holds up in milk. Let's put that on and give that a try. Let's try 7 Sunday Sunflower Cereal Maple Sea Salt in milk. Yum, yum, yum. This one is awesome. I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to take a few more bites. It could be that I'm getting used to it since this is my second bowl, but I don't think that's what's happening. I think this flavor is a better match for the sunflower grain. It really tastes hearty and delicious at the same time. The big crunch goes a long way to help with that. This is not a flimsy cereal. I feel like if I take many more bites, it's going to fill me up, and that's just what I want from a great, healthy bowl. Wow, so that one was way up there. Let's open this third one and see how it compares. Well, the color is about what you'd expect. Because they're using all natural ingredients, they can't just throw on some vibrant purple on here. So I wonder where they get the color from. The only thing it could be is they list blueberries here. So does that mean all of this purple color comes from the blueberries? That's amazing. It also has other really yummy ingredients. This one has maple syrup too, for the sweetness, but then it also has other yummy things like strawberries and blueberries and vanilla extract and lemon extract. This sounds great. Geez, now my expectations are sky high. I hope it lives up to it. Let's give a try to 7 Sunday Sunflower Cereal Real Berry Dry. Wow, this is incredibly unique. I don't think I've had another berry cereal that tastes like this. Rather than a punch-in-your-face kiddie cereal berry flavor, this is far more of like a lemon blueberry scone taste that you might find at a coffee shop. It's more subtle, but it's more refined. It's more purposeful than that. I'm pretty impressed. Now, is that what matches what I love about cereals the most? No. But again, it's very different than other things, and I think that's to its credit. Let's put some milk on this, see what happens. All right, let's give a try to 7 Sunday Sunflower Cereal Real Berry in milk. Boy, is this interesting. It truly has like a baked good quality to it rather than a cereal flavor. But differently than the maple sea salt, I don't think I would rush to recommend this. I'm not sure that I would even want to finish a whole bowl necessarily, because it has less of a berry flavor and more of a berry essence flavor, and it's not quite pulling me in far enough to rave about it. Still, it's a worthy companion to these other ones. All 3 of these were valid in their own right. I think because this is a new grain, I have to be brave on behalf of all of us and do a couple more tests. First of all, I think I need to try this chocolate milk that's in this one. Now that it's been sitting there for a few minutes, I wonder if the cocoa flavoring has come off of the cereal into the milk, and I wonder what that tastes like. It's not great. If your mom gave you that kind of chocolate milk, you'd say, "Mom, get real. Put a lot more syrup in there." I didn't advertise that it changed it into chocolate milk or anything like that. It's just a cocoa cereal assumption that we all have in our minds. But I would not recommend getting it if you're hoping for a great chocolate milk taste. The other thing I want to test is how these have held up in milk. The maple sea salt is by far my favorite. And it has been sitting here for 3, 4, 5 minutes? I am going to be brave and take a bite and see what it's like. See how soggified it has gotten in the milk. Here we go. It is still enormously crunchy. Boy, they might be onto something with this grain. Now I can tell you that because it sat in the milk, the maple sea salt flavoring has kind of bled into the milk, and that leaves space for even more of the sunflower seed taste to come out. And it's a valid cereal taste. They've done it. Hey, I think all that's left is to give these cereals ratings out of 5. Well, friends, we've done it all. We talked, we ate, we took every facet of taste and texture into consideration, and now it's enough. Let me give a final verdict on each of these 7 Sunday Sunflower cereals, starting with the cocoa. The cocoa is a very real cocoa taste, just like it says, for better or for worse. If that is up your alley, you may like that more than I did. Because it was my first introduction to the sunflower seed grain, I think I liked the newness of that quite a bit. In the end, though, it does nothing to the milk. It's not as sweet as I would have liked it to be, so I'm going to give this one a 2.5 out of 5. Next in line for me is the Real Berry. I want to say that you should try this just because it is so different than all other cereals, especially in the berry genre, that I have tried. It genuinely tastes like something you would get at a bakery or a coffee shop, and that's not something I expected. So I'm going to give the Real Berry sunflower cereal a 3.0. But then we come to the real champion of the day here, which is this maple sea salt flavor. Boy, did I like this. Again, for all of them, great crunch. The grain is a fantastic idea, but in this flavor, it really got to shine. The maple was sweet enough, the sea salt was salty enough, and they were the perfect complement to this new and interesting grain choice. So if you're going to pick one of these up, absolutely start and expect to enjoy the maple sea salt flavor. Hey, if you want to try any of today's cereal for yourself, I found 2 of them at my local Target, but I had to order the Real Berry on Amazon. I don't know if that means that my store just didn't have it in stock, but it's easy to get anyway. If you do come across the real cinnamon one, let me know. I'd love to try that. Now listen, I'd love to spend more cereal time together, and YouTube thinks you'll enjoy the videos that are on screen now. So check those out while you're waiting for a brand new episode of Cerealsly next week. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.